Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to build this nice web shop. We are going to use the WordPress Avada theme and WooCommerce. We are going to build this homepage for the shop, and we are going to create custom pages for the shopping cart. Let's take a look. So this is the shopping cart layout that we are going to be building. And we are also going to create a custom checkout page. It's really nice. And I will also give you a brief explanation about the WooCommerce setting, the most important settings. So if you want to create your own web shop, then you know how to get started. Okay, so let's get to it and let's start building our web shop. So let's set up our project. I'm going to develop the site locally and I'm going to use XAMPP for that. XAMPP is a PHP development environment. You just need to download it for your platform. It's available for Windows, Linux, and Mac. Just download it. You will download an exe file, then install it like you would any other software. Once it's installed, you will have a XAMPP folder like I have it here. And if you enter this folder, you will have an htdocs. And in this htdocs folder, you can set up your website. So here I'm just going to name my website Avada Shop. And this is where I'm going to install WordPress. So this website will be available via the URL http localhost Avada Shop. As you can see, I have some other websites here, but don't worry about it. So just let's enter this folder and let's download WordPress. There are several ways to do this, but I'm just going to do this manually. Okay, so it's downloaded, and here I'm just going to copy all the content into this folder. Okay, so it's here. We won't need this anymore. Let's go to phpMyAdmin. So here we can create the database that will be used by our website. The phpMyAdmin comes with XAMPP, so you don't have to install this separately. Actually, I can just close this tab now, and you can access phpMyAdmin by going to this URL localhost/phpMyAdmin, then go to database and create a database. I just call this Avada Shop as well. Click create, and now we can install WordPress. So here I'm just going to the Avada Shop website, and now I am in the WordPress installer. Select your language. I will just select English. Click continue. Click let's go. Here we need to provide our database credentials. So the database name is the Avada Shop. The database username, in my case, this is root, and there is a 99% chance that this is the same for you. So the root is the default user of phpMyAdmin. That's why we can use this username here. And by default, the root user doesn't have a password, so we can leave this empty. We can leave the database host on localhost, and we can also leave the table prefix as it is. Click submit. Click run the installation. And now we just need to provide some information about our site. We need to set up a username. We need to provide a password. And we need to provide an email. This is going to be the email of the admin user, and this is the email address that will be used by our website. Okay, make sure you don't check this checkbox, because if you check it, then search engines won't index your website, and obviously that is not good. So unless for some reason you don't want search engines to index your website, don't check this checkbox. And now we are ready to install WordPress. So click install WordPress. And now it's done. We can log in. Okay, we can dismiss this message. After installation, I always go to settings, permalinks, and I update the permalink. So we will have some nice SEO-friendly URLs. Click Save Changes. Okay, let's go to plugins. Actually, we can remove these default plugins. We won't need them. What I always install first is the classic editor. WordPress introduced the block editor a few years ago, and I really don't like it. I can show you what it is. If you go to Pages, for example, click Add New, and this is how you can put together a page. Here you can add a title, and then you can use blocks to add paragraphs or images. For some reason, I really hate this. I don't like it. So I always install a plugin called Classic Editor. Click Install Now. Then activate. And if you go back, now we have this old Classic Editor for our pages and for our posts. Okay, so we really don't need to use the block editor because the Avada theme also has a really nice visual editor. So this classic editor is more than enough for us. Okay, but the other plugin that we need is, of course, WooCommerce. So click Plugins, Add New. And if you click the popular tab, WooCommerce is here. Click Install. Okay, it's installed. Click Activate. Okay, so WooCommerce will guide you through some settings. We need to select our country. I have a fake address here that I can use. So United States, New Mexico. This is the city. This is the zip code and the address. Click Continue. Let's select our industry. Yes, it's physical product. Click Continue. It doesn't really matter what you choose here. Okay, we don't want to add any features. And just click Continue with my active theme. We are going to install Avada in a moment anyway. Okay, so as you can see, we still have some steps to go through, but we are going to do this later. We are going to import some products, but we are going to go through these options one by one a little bit later. Once our website is ready, I will show you how you can set up payments, how you can set up your taxes, how you can set up shipping, and how you can handle and manage your orders. Okay, so WooCommerce has been installed. If you go to Pages, you can see that WooCommerce installed a few pages by default: cart, checkout, my account, and the shop page. We will edit these later with the Avada theme. But one more thing before we install Avada. Let's select this sample page for edit, and let's just remove and replace the title with home. Let's edit the slug. Let's remove this content from here and just click update. And we will set this page as our home page. We can do this by going to settings and reading, and your home page display. We will set this to a static page, and the home page will be the page that we just edited, and it is the home. And click Save Changes. Okay, so now we need to install the Avada theme. So you can get the Avada theme from themeforest.net. I will leave a link to this theme in the description below the video. As you can see, this is the most popular theme on ThemeForest with over 1,000 weekly sales. So this is a really popular theme. Currently it's $69. And if you purchased it, you can download it from your downloads menu. Here from the marketplaces, select Theme Forest and find the Avada theme. Okay, for me it's here. Click this download button and click the installable WordPress file only. Save it. And you will also need your purchase code, so download the text version of it. Okay, we can close Theme Forest for now. And from here, go to Appearance, Themes, click Add New, Upload Theme, select the theme file that you just downloaded, and click Install Now. Okay, so it's installed. We need to activate it. Okay, so now we need to register this website. We need to open this text file that we just downloaded. And this is where you can find your item purchase code. Copy it, paste it here, and click Register Now. And now the website is registered. And now we will have access all the features of the Avada theme. Okay, first let's go to plugins and add-ons. Okay, and here you can see that we have some required plugins to install, and they are actually already installed for me. But if they are not, just like here, click install and they will be installed. As you can see, Avada comes with a lot of premium plugins, so you can use the Advanced Custom Fields Pro. So if you want to use any of these plugins, just install them. Here you can see some warnings. So let's go here to the patcher options. And here we need to apply some smaller fixes to the theme to make sure that it's up to date. So just click apply. Then let's install the second one and the third one. Okay, so now we are ready to start working on our website. So right now we don't have any products in our shop. So it takes some time to create the products one by one. So I prepared a file that you can use to import some sample products. So click here to start import and choose file. And I will leave a link to this folder so you can download all the images and files that you need for this project. But for now, let's just select this product export CSV file and click continue. And before we go on, let's go and find the images field and let's set this to do not import. Okay, so if you don't do this, then the import will fail because the image URLs will point to my local host address, and obviously that is not good. So we will import everything except the images, and then we will add the images one by one to the products, and that's not a big job. So if you did this, then click Run the Importer. Okay, so 8 products imported. Click View Products. And they are all here. And if we check them out, yeah, they are here. We have the price, the stock number, title. Obviously, we will make this a little bit nicer, but let's go back and click Edit. And here we can upload an image. And if you go here, images, and you will find all the product images in this folder. And this is this one. Okay, click update. Let's go back to the products page. Okay, so now we have an image and we need to do the same with the rest of them. Click edit. Oh yeah, that's this one. And while we are here, we can set a couple of products as a featured product, and soon you will see why I'm doing this. Okay, let's go back. Let's do the third one. Okay, so this star shows us whether this product is featured or not. And actually I didn't know this, but if you click here, then you can set this product as featured product from here. So you don't really need to go into the edit mode. That's great. Okay, so you can always learn something new. Unfortunately, we can't do this with the image, so we have to come here. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video and I will do the same with all the products. Okay, please do the same. Okay, so I added the images to all the products, and I also have 3 products set as featured products. Before we can start creating our homepage, our landing page, we can also tweak some settings in the Avada options menu. So here we have a lot of options. We are not going to go through all of them, but let's go to colors and let's set this default green one to D1A, D67. Let's copy this, click Save. Let's go to logo and let's remove these default logos and let's upload our own. If you go to the images folder, you will see a logo file here. We are going to create a custom header anyway, but just to be sure, make sure we have uploaded our own logo here. Remove this retina logo from here and click Save Changes. Okay, let's go to the Avada Builder elements and let's change the color of the default buttons. And also let's make the font size a little bit smaller on the buttons. And here, let's just paste our own color. We can also set the hover color of the button. And for this, let's just add a slight transparency. Let's copy this and add it here. You can play around with these if you want. So if you want a gradient button, then you can add different colors here. So this is the start of the gradient and this is the end color of the gradient. Okay, we don't need to set this, but if you want to change the text color on the button, you can. I'm happy with the white color. We are not going to use this kind of button, so it doesn't really matter what we have here. And I don't want border radius for our button, so I will just change this to 0 and just click Save Changes. Okay, and that's enough for the settings for now. Let's start designing our homepage. So as you can see right now, our products don't belong to any categories. So let's organize them into categories. Click Edit, and here click Add New Category. Let's call this Decor. Okay, we can uncheck this Uncategorized and click Update. Okay, let's go back. Let's add a new category. It doesn't really matter how we call them. Okay, I'll stop the video and I'll do the rest. And you should do the same. Make sure that all products belong to one or more categories. Okay, so these are my categories. And now we are ready to start building our homepage. So to do that, let's open the homepage in a new tab. And here we just need to click Edit Live. And we are in edit mode. So first we need to add a container. So let's do that. Here we can select the structure of this container. I am going to use this section. So let's click this. And now we can add elements into these columns. So what I want to do here is I want to add a list of categories here with icons. And here on the right side, I want to add a background image and some text of a product, and maybe a button. So let's do that. Let's start with this. So before we add any element, let's edit the settings of this column. To do that, we need to click this little pencil icon here, and now we have the options panel opened. First, let's go to the background tab, and let's add a background image to this column. Let's upload a background image. This is the image that I want to use. And click Insert into Post. Okay, I'm happy with these settings here. And as I mentioned before, you will find a link in the description of this video to download all the images that you will need for this project. Okay, so now we have the background image. Let's go here and let's add some padding. 50 to the right, 50 to the bottom, and 50 to the left. That's enough. Obviously, we will see more from this picture as we will add more text and buttons here. Okay, let's go here. Okay, so let's add a text here. So you need to click this plus button to add an element. And now we can select from a huge number of elements from here. And here we need a text block. And let's just change this text to create the perfect in your home. Okay, now we can edit this text as well. Let's click here to the Design tab, and let's change the font size, and let's make this uppercase. Let's add another element below, and this time it's going to be a title, and let's change this text to okay, let's place this armchair below the rest of the text. Let's just click here and let's just add a BR HTML element. Okay, for now I'm okay with this font size. Let's add another element, another text block. Let's change this text to okay, let's change the font size to 20. Okay, and let's add another text block, and this will be the price of this product. Okay, let's make this a little bit bigger. So to do that, we need to go to the text mode and let's add some styling to it. Okay, and let's say the font size should be 36 pixel. And let's make it a little bit bolder. Okay, now it's much better. Okay, let's add a Shop Now button. Let's add a new element, and this time we'll add a button. Let's see what options we can edit here. So we can add the link to the button. Let's change the text. Okay, let's see how we can change the design. Let's change these corners to rounded, and to do that we can just add a number here. Let's say 20. Yeah, that's gonna be enough. So basically now we are ready, but these corners are not rounded, while these are. So let's go back to the column options, design, and the border radius, let's say 10. So this looks really nice. Let's save this. Okay, and let's go to the left column. So here, let's add a list of categories. Click Add Element, and let's add a checklist. Let's go to the General tab, and here we will use icons. We will not select an icon yet because we will use different icons for the different list items. We don't want circles. The text color should be this one. Let's set the font size to 18, and we don't need to do anything else here. Maybe let's set the same color for the icons as well. So here we have our first list item. So let's edit this list item, and let's change this to furniture. Let's make this bold. And if you want to link this to a category, you can do that by clicking here and just add the category link. You can get the category links from here. Let's just do that. So this is furniture. Let's go here and let's copy this link address from the view link, and let's paste it here. Okay, so you can do the same with the rest. And for this, let's search some kind of furniture. Yeah, this one is good. Okay, so we have our first category item. Let's clone this, and let's change this text to bathroom. Of course, if you want to change the link, you can. I'm not going to change this. I'm not going to worry about the links for now. Okay, and let's just change the icon to a shower. Let's clone this again. Click Edit. Let's change this to kitchen. And let's just search for an appropriate icon. This is okay. So I'm just going to pause the video and I will add a few more. Okay, so I added my rest of the category items here. And before we finish this section, let's just go to the column options. Let's go to extras. And from the animation type, let's select fade. Let's set the direction to left. Let's increase the speed a little bit, 0.7. And let's a little bit of delay. Okay, so now we need to do the same with the other column. Okay, let's set the type to fade, but the direction should be from the right. And let's add the same values to this as well. And click Save. Okay, let's exit, and let's exit to the page front end. Okay, and now we have a really nice section, and it has a really nice animation effect. Okay, so before we go on with the home page, I want to create a custom header. Okay, I didn't want to start with the header because first I wanted to have at least one section so we can see this much better. Okay, so for now, let's stop with the home page and let's do the header. So before we start building our header, we have some updates. So let's take care of that first. So I have one update for plugins. Let's see what it is. Okay, so we have an update for WooCommerce. Let's click Update now. Of course, when you do these updates, it's always best to back up your files and database just to be sure. Okay, so WooCommerce has been updated, and we also have something with Avada. Let's go to Patcher. And yes, we have one fix, and it's related to the latest version of WooCommerce. It fixes some outdated templates. Let's just click Apply, and our website is up to date. In Avada, we have two ways to build or set up our header. There is the easy way and there is the hard way. So Avada comes with a theme builder, a layout builder, where we can create our very own custom header. This gives us more freedom and you can let your creativity run wide, but it's also a little bit more complicated. Well, it's not complicated because you can use the page builder that we just use for our homepage, but it definitely takes a little bit more time to build the header this way. So first, quickly, let me show you how you can do it the easy way. You can go to Avada Options, then you can go to Header, and here you can select one of these predefined header layouts. So you just select one of these, click Save Changes, and you have a nice header. But I want to show you how you can do it with the layout builder, so let's do that. But first, let me make sure that I have a navigation menu set up. Yeah, I don't have any navigation menu yet, so let's create one. Let's name this main menu. It doesn't really matter what name you give here. Let's assign it to the main navigation location. So you can create any number of new menus and then you can assign them to different locations. It depends on what locations your theme supports. Avada has a location obviously for the main navigation, one for the top navigation, a separate one for mobile navigation, and so on. But for now, we will only use the main navigation location. So let's click Create. And let's add some menu items. I want to add the home, cart, my account, shop. Click Add. Let's just reorder it a little bit. Okay, let's click Save Menu. Okay, and now we can start building our header. So to do that, let's go to Avada and Layouts. And here we have one layout set up by default. We can create any number of layouts, and I will show you how to do that later. But for now, let's look at this global layout. So in a layout, we can create sections, a section for the header, a page title bar, for the content, and for the footer. So what we are interested in is the header and later the footer. So any section you set up here will be used throughout your website, throughout your pages. If you want, for example, a different header for your, I don't know, cart page, then you need to create a new layout for the cart and set up the header on that layout. But for now, I want to create a header that will be used on all my pages. And actually, this is why creating custom layouts is much better than to use the default header settings, for example, because then you can create different pages with different layouts, different headers, different footers, and this gives you a lot more freedom. Okay, so let's select the header here, and let's create a new section. Let's just name this global header. The name doesn't really matter. Click Create New Section. Just to be sure, click Save Layout. Okay, and here click this pen icon. Okay, and select Live Builder. We can build the header the same way we build any page with the Visual Builder. So let's click here to add a container. First, I want to add a one-column container, and let's go to the container options. Everything here is okay. I just want to change the background color to a dark color. Let's add a text element here, text block. Let's add some text here. Let's change the text color to white, and let's align it to the center. Okay, so we have a little bit of extra space here. Let's go to the column option and let's try removing the bottom margin. Okay, and I'm happy with this right now. Later we can come back and adjust it if we want to make any changes. Let's click Save, and let's add a new container under this one. And for this, I want to add this structure. Okay, so this is a 3-column structure, and in the first column I want to add my logo. Here I want to add a search bar, and here I want to add a call to action button. Okay, so first let's go to the container options, and here I want to add a border to the bottom of the container. Let's set this 1 pixel for the size, and the color should be EB. It's a light gray color. Okay, so I do this because I want to leave the background of the container white, but the background of my first section is also white. So I want to kind of separate the two. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's add an image here, or I don't know if we have a separate logo. No, we don't. Then we need to add the image. I need to upload the image, but we already have it uploaded. Okay, so let's edit the options for the logo. Okay, so it's uploaded here. Okay, for the link, we can just set our main website link. So if anyone clicks on our logo, it goes to the home page. Okay, let's go here and let's add some top margin. Okay, and it's all right for now. Later we can adjust it. Okay, let's go to the second column, click Add Element, and here I want to add a search element. And here we can, let's enable live search, set it to yes. And here you can select what content you want to return from the search. So let's just set this to posts and WooCommerce products. Let's not worry about the other content types. Limit search to post titles. We can leave it on default. Let's go to the design tab. Well, you can select the design. The classic looks like this. It has a button here, and this is the clean. Well, I like the default better. Okay, let's set this to, so it's the same color as the separator here, and let's set the top margin to 25. Okay, we are almost ready. Let's click Save, and here I want to add a call to action button. So let's click Element and let's add the button here. Okay, so let's change the text on the button. I add a phone number. Okay, for the URL, I think you can make this clickable like this. We'll see it. I think this is how you link to a phone number. Let's go to the design tab. Let's create a custom button style. Okay, so these colors are coming from the default settings and I am happy with it, but I want a rounded button. So for the button border radius, set all to 220. Actually, you can create really nice buttons by playing with the border radius, as you can see, but let's just set all corners to 20. Let's set the button span to yes, so it will fill up the entire column. And let's add 25 top margin, and let's add an icon. Let's search for phone, and let's add this icon here. We can change the position, but I'm okay with this. Icon divider. No, I don't like it. Okay, and that's it. We can save it. We are almost ready. I want to add one more section for the navigation links. So let's go here and let's add a container, one column. Let's go to options and let's go to design. And I want to add the same separator to the bottom border, and this was the color. Let's go to the column options. Let's set the alignment to center, content alignment to center. Let's go to design and let's set the margin bottom to 0. Okay, let's come here and let's add an element. And here I want to add a menu. So here we can select which menu we want to add, but obviously I only have one menu right now. This is a horizontal. Let's go to the main menu options. Let's set this to center and let's set the justification to center also. Let's set the font size to 16. Here you can change the text transform if you want to uppercase or lowercase or capitalize. Okay, so the menu items are very close to each other, so we can change that with the menu item spacing. Let's set this to 15. So let's change the hover color. We can set this to our default color. Okay, we don't really have to do anything here. You only have to do any changes here if you have submenus, but right now I don't have any submenus. Let's go to the mobile options. Well, actually, let's just save it for now, and we will see how it looks on mobile. If I don't change anything here right now, we'll see the problems more clearly. So let me just save everything right now, and let's just refresh the page. Okay, so now we have a really nice website coming along. Let me just open my Chrome developer tool. Let's just put this on the bottom and let me see how it looks on mobile. So obviously we have to make some changes here. It doesn't look really nice. So let's go back here, and here the mobile menu expand mode. Let's set this to within column normal. Let's save this. And if I refresh, okay, so now it's not on top of this hero section. Let's see what it does. Okay, I guess it's a little bit better. Let's see what else we have here. Well, you can change the icons if you want, but I'm not going to do that. Well, let's align the mobile menu to the center. Okay, so by the way, we can change the view here. So if I click here, we can see the mobile view of the header. Let me just check the image, and let's change this to the center. Well, let's check if this changed on the desktop view as well. No, okay. So on the mobile view, the logo will be aligned to the center. Let's click save. Okay, so if you want, you can make any changes. You can make the text smaller, or you can play around with the mobile menu options. But for now, I am happy with this design. And yes, we are ready with the custom header. So later, we are going to create a custom footer the same way we did it here. So let me just go and exit this, and later when we are going to create our custom footer, we are going to do it the same way. We come here, but instead of the header, we will select the footer and we will create a new layout or a new section for this custom footer. But for now, let's continue building our homepage. Let's create a new section here. Let's go to editing mode and let's add a new container. And I want to add this section structure. Okay, let's edit the column options. Let's set this to center and this one to center as well. Let's go to design. Let's set the top and bottom margin to 40 and let's add some padding. 30, 20, 30 and 20 to the left as well. Okay, let's change the border radius to 10 everywhere. And soon you will see why I'm doing these settings. And let's go to the background tab and let's add a background image. So here I want to upload a new file. Okay, and we are done with the first column settings. Now let's add some content into this column. Let's add a text block. Let's write best selling. Let's go to the design tab. Let's change the font color to something reddish, F7, 3 and F. Okay, let's add a new element. Let's add another text block. And here let's add beds mattresses. Okay, let's make this bold. Let's go to the design tab. Let's make the font size 25. And let's make the line height 0 so it comes up a little bit. Okay, I want to add one more thing and it's going to be a button. Let's add the button element. Let's change the text shop now. Of course, you can add a link here. You can add a link to a product category or an individual product. It's really up to you. Okay, let's go to design. Let's select custom. And here I just want to change the color to white. And let's change the button hover color to FC. Let's change the button text color. Okay, let's change the border radius to 20, 20, 20 here and 20 here. Okay, let's change the top padding to 13 and the bottom 13 as well. And let's add some top margin. Okay, so now we have some content and we can also clearly see the background image. Okay, let's go back to the column settings. I forgot something and let's go back to extras and let's come down here and let's set an animation slide and it should slide from the left, right? The speed of the animation, let's increase it a little bit and let's add some animation delay. And that's it. Let's click save. And actually, I want to add the same thing to the next two columns. So let's just clone this column. Okay. And we can just remove this one. And here we just need to change the text, need to change the background image, and we need to adjust the animation settings. So let's do the animation settings first. Let's just scroll down here and everything should be the same, but the direction should be static. And then okay, top maybe. Now, if we set this to static, then it should animate from the center. Maybe it's gonna do that when we save it. Okay, so let's just leave it on static right now. Okay, let's change this text. Let's change this to weekend sale. Let's change this text to knife blocks. And let's go back to the column options and design, and let's change the background image and upload a new file. Okay, so it's now much better. Okay, let's clone this entire column again. Okay, let's remove this empty column from here, and again just change the text. Let's change the second one. Okay, let's go to the column options and let's change the animation, and this should be from the right. Okay, and let's change the background image and upload a new one. Okay, and now we have a really nice new section. Let's click save, and let's just open the home page in a new tab. Okay, for some reason the animation of the second column doesn't work the way I want it to work. It should animate from the center. I'm not sure why it's not doing that. Oh, okay, I think I know what I'm doing wrong. Let's go back here, and yeah, it should be on static, but we need to change the animation type. And it's zoom. Now it's much better. Click save, refresh, and now it's much better. Okay, and we are done with this section. Let's move on. Okay, so let's add a new section. So for the new section, I want to add 4 kind of notices about free shipping, money-back guarantee, support, payment, etc. So for that, we are going to use content boxes. So let's add a new container, and this time let's use this one. Okay, and we are going to do this the same way we did here. So we will design one column, and then we'll just clone them and change the content. So let's go to column options, and here under the general tab everything is fine. Here let's set margin, and let's set the bottom to top to 0, and let's set the animation to slide from the left, and let's increase the speed a little bit and the delay. Okay, let's add an element, and let's add a content box. Let's edit the item, and here let's add free shipping. For the content, let's add free shipping on all orders. Okay, let's go back. Here we can use icons, or we can upload our own image. And I'm going to upload an image. Again, all image I'm using here, you can download them by going to the description of this video below. You will find a link. Okay, let's adjust this a little bit. Let's click here and let's go to here, and let's change this to timeline vertical. Content alignment can be on the left, and we may need to use some custom CSS. So if you find that there is no option here for a design that you want to implement, you can do it with your own custom CSS code. To do that, you need to assign a custom CSS class or a custom CSS ID to an element. So here I'm just going to say this is a benefit box, and this is going to be the class that I'm going to need to use later on. But for now, let's check the other settings here. So let's go to the Design tab, and let's set this title to 17. We can leave this on H2. Let's see, you don't need to worry about the icons. As you can see, there are a lot of options here. Okay, we don't need to do anything here, but we will need to decrease the space between the title and the description here, and we don't really have any option here. Let me just try this one. Oh, this is not that. Okay, so we will need to use custom CSS here. Okay, let's just save this for now, and let's refresh the page. Okay, so I'm gonna have to add a negative margin maybe here. So if I inspect this, let me just make this a little bit bigger. So my custom CSS class should be here somewhere. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so I can reference this. So I can. Okay, so here is the content container class. This is where I have to add some negative margin. So what we can do, well, actually we can just test it here, and let's add a margin top -20 pixel. Okay, so it's much better. So this is what I need to do. Okay, let's just refresh the page. And the way we can add the custom CSS, we need to go back to the administration, Avada options, and from here we need to go to custom CSS. And here, let's just type our custom class name, and inside this we need to reference the content container, curly braces, and let's add a margin top -20 pixel. Maybe let's make it important, otherwise it may not overwrite the original settings, the original styles. And if I go back and refresh the page, now it's much better. Okay, let's go back, and basically we are done. We just need to clone these columns and just change the icon and the text. Okay, so let's clone this column. Let's remove this extra from here. Let's edit the content box, and let's add money guarantee, and for the description, 30-day money back guarantee. Okay, we can make this description text a little bit smaller. We need to come back here and let's add some custom HTML, because for some reason there is no option to change the text size for the description, only for the title. So let's just say span style equals, and let's close it, and let's set the font size to 14 pixel. Okay, let's copy this and let's go back here and let's close the tag. Okay, and one other thing I forgot is to add a 0 pixel bottom margin here, and also here. Okay, and here I need to change the, and here I need to change the icon. Where is it? Oh, it's here. Okay. Okay, so let's remove it and let's add a new image. Okay, let's click save, and let's change the animation. Okay, so here I want the zoom and it should be static. Okay, let's clone this one. Let's remove this. These two should have the same animation. So let's go here, and now we really just need to change the text and the icon. Let's change this to online support 24/7, and let's change the description it really doesn't matter. Okay, and let's change the icon. Okay, and let's add the last one. Let's clone this column. Let's remove this from here. We need to change the animation. So this should be slide, and it should be from the right. Okay, let's change the content box text. It should be secure payment. Let's edit the image, upload a new one. And let's change the description, all payment methods. Okay, let's save this and let's refresh the page. Okay, now it's really coming together. Okay, let's move on to the next section. Let's add a new container. This time I'm going to use a one column layout, and let's add a title. This time let's change the text to bestsellers, and let's go to the design tab. Let's change this to H3. Let's just make it bold. Okay, that's it. Let's add a text block, and let's add some text. Don't miss the current offers until the end of March. Okay, so you probably guessed, I want to display here the bestseller products. Okay, so how can we do that? Let's add a new element below this one, and let's select this Woo featured product slider. Okay, so let's leave this on fixed. We just need to change a few settings. Okay, I don't want to show categories. I want to show prices. I want to show badges. Okay, let's set the title below the image. Actually, I want to display 4 products here, at least. Let me just go back to the admin and go to products. And yes, I only have 3 featured products. That's why only 3 products are displayed there. So let's just set this one to featured as well. Okay, let's click save. Okay, we probably need to close it and open it again. Okay, so now it's much better. Okay, let's go back and edit again. Let's go back to this to the homepage and let's refresh the page and let's see. I want this title text a little bit smaller, but here, if I edit this element, I don't have an option for this. So we need to do this with custom CSS again. So let's inspect this. So here we need this class, this Fusion carousel title. So let's copy this class and let's go back to Avada options. And let's set the font size to, I don't know, maybe 18 pixel. Let's set this to important. Click Save Changes. And if I refresh, yeah, now it's much better. Okay, I want to change the color of this sale badge. So we can change the color of the sales badge here in WooCommerce styling. Here we can also change the shape, set it to rectangle, but right now I want to change the color to this red color. Click Save Changes, and if I refresh, now it's much better. Okay, and last thing we need to do with this is to go back here and set the animation for this column, and let's set this to fade. I can't really animate the individual products here, like here, because these are not columns like the columns here. Here everything is one item. So let's set this to fade. Let's set this to static, and let's increase this a little bit. Click Save, and we are ready with this section as well. Let's refresh again. Okay, maybe we can add a little bit more delay here. Okay, let's add a new container. And here I'm going to create a section for a kind of a hot product offer with a countdown. So let's come here, add a new container. I am going to use this container. Okay, we don't need to change anything here. Let's go to the column options. Here, everything is fine. For the design, let's add a 0 padding right. So I want these two columns close to each other without any space between them. Okay, let's add an image here. Okay, let's upload. Okay, so this is the image I want to upload here. Okay, let's check the design. Okay, I don't really need to change anything here. Okay, later we can come back if you want to change anything. Let's come back to this column and let's edit the column options, and let's go to design, and let's add some padding. 20 to the top, 45 to the right, 0 to bottom, and 45 to the left. Okay, and while we are here, let's change the background color. Okay, and let's add some elements here. Still, we have some space here, so let's go back to container options and let's set the column spacing to 0. Yes. Okay, let's go back here, add an element. Let's add a text block. Let's change the text here. Let's align it to the center, and let's change the color to red. Okay, let's add a new element. Let's add a title. Let's change the text. Let's make it bold and align it to the center. Okay, let's go to design. Well, we don't need to align it to the center and at the content section because we can do it here. But let's decrease the font size. Okay, let's add a new element here. Let's again add a text block, and here I want to display price, and like this. Okay, I want to align it to the center. I want this one bold. Okay, and I want the 449 bigger than the 549, and I want the 549 crossed. Okay, so let's change to text view here, and let's add span style, and let's close this span here, and let's set the font size to 24 pixel. Okay, and if you want to cross this 549, we need to add span style again, and here we need to add text decoration line through. Okay, let's go to design and let's bring this a little bit up, and let's add some negative margin to the bottom as well. It's gonna look fine when we add the next element, and we need to add a countdown. Okay, let's set a date when it will end. We can set a time zone. Doesn't really matter at the moment. I want this tagged. Okay, let's add a heading text here, or let's just leave the heading text empty and let's add this text here. It's better this way. Let's add some bottom margin. Okay, let's go to design. And here, basically, we just need to change the heading text color, or maybe the subheading text color. Yes, we didn't use the heading text, but we can leave it like this. Okay, and we need to change the background, and we just need to make this so we just need to make this almost transparent. Okay, let's save this, and let's take a look if we have to make any adjustments. Okay, so we need to make sure that this is the height of the two columns are the same. Okay, so well, we can decrease this space between the first and the second text. So let's go to title options, and let's go to design, and let's add -10 pixel to the top margin. Click save and refresh, and now it's much better. Okay, and what we can still do here is go to container options, and set an animation here. Let's set this to fade. Let's set this to static. Let's set this to 0.5. Let's refresh the page. Okay, let's add a new container. I'm going to use this one. Let's go to the container options, and let's go here, and let's add 30 pixel top, 30 pixel to the bottom. Okay, let's go to the first column options, and let's change the alignment a little bit. And here we will also need to use a custom CSS. So let's add this class name here for now, and later we will get back to it. Okay, let's go to the design, and let's add some padding. Okay, let's go to border radius. Let's add 10. Okay, let's go to the background, and let's add a background image. Let's upload a file, and let's add this image. Okay, let's add some elements to this column. So first, let's add a text block. Let's add the text here. Let's align it to the center, and let's make this white. Okay, let's add another text block. Well, actually, we can clone this element. Let's just change the text, and let's make this bold. Maybe we can, and we could also change the font size. Okay, maybe we could add some line height because the space is too much between the lines, so maybe 20. Yeah, we need to add pixel. Use different units here, not just pixel. So that's why if I just write 20, it's too much. Let's say 26, maybe 30. Yeah, 30 is better. Okay, and let's add one more, and it's going to be a button. Okay, let's write shop now. Here, let's align it to the center. Okay, let's go to design. It should be a custom. And actually here, it doesn't matter which color we select, because I want this to be fully transparent. We can leave this hover color like this. Okay, and if we come down here, Can set the border size to 1. We can set the border radius to 25, 25, 25, 25. And okay, actually it's I don't really want to add more content here, but I want to make this column higher. I want to increase the height. Okay, so let's go to the column options, and we added this custom CSS class. So let's go back to Avada options and go to the custom CSS, and let's add this class here, and let's set the min height to 500 pixel. Click Save Changes, and if I come back and save this and refresh the page, now it's much better. Let's display new products here quickly. Actually, what I can do is I can just come here and clone this, grab it here. Let's come down here and add it here, and just change this to new products. And we can do the same with this, and just change this text to this. And here we need to add a new element, and let's add this one. Okay, so obviously we don't want to display so many products here, so let's change some settings here. So the number of products I want to display here is just only 3. Okay, and in 3 columns. Okay, so it fits the whole 2/3 column. Okay, column spacing is okay. We can order by date, and I don't want to display pagination. And let's just add new products, custom CSS class, just in case. I don't think we can change the title font size from here, so we may need to use custom CSS for that. Let's go to design. Yes, show thumbnail, show title, price. Let's not show the buttons. Okay, let's grab this class. Let's go to the CSS option here, and the product title is an age 3. And let's set the font size to 22 pixel, and make it important. Okay, let's go back, and let's add an animation. Let's slide left. Okay, and let's add the same animation here. Slide from the right. Let's increase this. Okay, and let's save it, and let's refresh the page. Okay, it's really cool. And we are done here. Let's move on to the next section. Let's add a new section for brands. Let's add a new container. Let's go to container options. Let's set the alignment to center, and let's set the top and bottom padding of the container. Okay, let's just remove this temporarily because I can't add a new element. Okay, let's add an image carousel, and let's add images. let's upload all of them. You can download these images from the description of the video. Okay, let's go here. Yes, we want to show navigation. Actually, I don't want border around the items, so I set this to no. Okay, let's go back to the container options, design, and let's add this padding back. Okay, and basically that's it. Maybe we could add an animation for the entire column. Okay, and well, actually, if you come back here, you can edit the individual images. You can add the link to it if you want, an alt text, but I'm not going to do that now. So I'm just going to click save, and let's refresh the page. Well, we are almost done with the home page. I think I'm going to add one more section here, and then we can do the custom footer. Okay, so finally I'm going to add a section where people can download our mobile apps. So let's go here. Let's click add new container, and for this container I am going to set a background image. Okay, we can leave the position on center, no repeat. Okay, all fine. Let's add a text. Let's add the text here. Let's change the color. Okay, we'll add some padding here, but let's just add a couple of more items here. Let's add a new text block. Let's add text here. Let's make this bold. Let's go to design, and let's make this 35 pixel. And let's add some negative margin to the top. Okay, let's add a new text block. Let's add the text here. Okay, we don't really need to do anything here. Let's go back to the container options, and let's add padding here. Okay, so why? Okay, let me just save it, and let's look height, and let's take a look. Okay. So we have the space here. It's just here in the builder, it's something stuck here. That's why we can't see the space between the edge and the text. But that's okay. That's fine. Okay, and lastly, I want to add 2 buttons here. But the problem here is I want to add the buttons side by side, and I can't really do that with the builder, with the button element. So what we can do is we can add another text block here, and here we just we just add the buttons. So we have the app store, and we change the alignment to left. If you want, you can change the link to a custom URL and just link it to the app, but I'm not going to link it right now because there's no point. So click insert, okay, and put a space maybe, and let's add the other button. Okay, align it to left. Okay, and now they are side by side. Finally, we can add an animation to the entire container. Click save, And let's go back and refresh the page. And cool, we are finished. Okay, now we are finished with the home page. And actually we can close this one. And all we need to do is design a custom footer instead of this ugly one here. So let's do that. So to create a new custom footer, we have to go to layouts, and just like when we created the header, we need to create a footer. Click create new section. Let's save it and click to edit. Click live builder and click add container, and I'm going to select this container. Okay, let's go to container options and let's change the background color to a dark color. In the first column, let's add an image. And let's upload this footer logo. Let's insert it. Okay, let's add a text box below. Let's just add some dummy lorem ipsum text. Okay, let's change the text color. Okay, okay, so we have enough content now. Let's go back to the container options and let's add 50 top and bottom padding. And still in this column, let's add a new element and let's add social links. So here you can add the link to your social media page. So if you leave it empty, then that icon won't be displayed. Let's just add one more here. Okay, so we have 4 icons. Let's go to design. Let's add 10 pixel to the top. Let's set this to box style. Okay, and of course you can change the color, but I like this design, so I'm happy with this. So we can move on to the next column. Okay, so here basically I want to do the same for all 3, just add some links. And so first I want to add a text block. Let's add some text. So this is going to be the title of this block, and let's just change the font color to white. So next we add a new element, and now I want to add a checklist. Let's go to this general settings. Let's change the icon to this arrow. I don't want this circled. Change the color, and let's change the text color to this one. Okay, let's go back and let's change this to About Us. And of course, if you want to link this text, you just need to add a link like this, but I don't want to do that. Okay, let's go back. Let's clone this item. Let's add something else. Let's clone this one. Let's make this contact us. Okay, let's go back to this column and let's set an animation. Let's set this to slide in from the left, and okay, and let's add animation to this one as well. Okay, this one should be zoom static. Okay, let's clone this column. Let's remove this extra one. Let's change the text to information. I'm not going to change these text, but obviously, if you are building a live site, you need to check this according to what belongs here. I'm going to clone this one as well and remove this one. Let's just change this text to payment and shipping. And here I'm just going to change the animation, and this should be slide in from the right, and it should be okay. Let's save this and let's refresh the page. Okay, that's nice. We have this extra space here, so let's remove that. Okay, to do that we need to go back to the container options and design, and let's add 60 pixel here, and let's save it. And if we refresh, okay, now we don't have that here. Actually, we could make it a little bit nicer, so let's add a new container underneath this one. So let's add the container. It should be this one. And what was the background color here? Oh, it was here. Okay, so let's first change the background color so it's the same. And here actually I want to add an image, and let's upload these credit card icons. Let's align it to the center. Okay, okay. Let's edit the column options. Let's go to design, and let's add some top and bottom paddings. And let's add some top and bottom border size, and let's set the color to almost transparent. Okay, let's save this and let's see how it looks. Okay, we can't really see it because it should be white, and it should be like this. Okay, let's check it now. Okay, so now we have a slight divider here. Okay, so basically what we need to do is we need to add a new column here and just add some copyright content. Let's add a new column, and let's just add a text block with, I don't know, do they have some kind of copyright? Okay, it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's change this to 13 pixel, and let's change the color. Let's align it to the center, and okay, it looks all right. Maybe we could add some animation. Let's add a zoom. Let's add the same animation here as well. Click save. Let's go to the top and refresh the page. Okay, and as we go down, all right, it's a really nice modern looking footer. Okay, so now we are finished with our homepage. We have our custom header and the custom footer. Now, and if we visit a product, we have a product page. Actually, I like it, and we don't really need to do anything here. We could create a custom product page the same way we created the header and the footer, but I'm not going to touch this. Let's see the shopping cart, and if I go to the cart, well, yeah, here we can do something actually. Okay, so next let's create a custom shopping cart layout. so we can learn how to create custom WooCommerce layouts. Okay, so let's replace this cart page design with our own. So let's, well, actually we can close this. Let's go back here, and here we need to create a new layout. Let's call this custom cart, and let's create it. Okay, so now it's here. First, we need to go here, and we need to assign this layout to a specific page. So let's open this up, and here we need to select the cart. So now here we can see that this is assigned to the cart page. So we don't need to edit the header because we already have a global header. Also, we have a global footer. We don't worry about the title page bar, but we need a custom content section. So basically, we will replace the design below the header and above the footer. So let's add a section name, cart body. Let's just save this just in case, and click edit and select the live builder. Okay, let's add a new container. Let's select this one. Here, let's add a title. Let's go to design. Let's leave it on age 1, but let's make it a little bit smaller. Okay, let's go here and let's set the bottom padding to 0. And let's add a new container, and let's use this one. Let's go to the container options and design, and let's add 0 top padding and 50 to the bottom. And here I want to add the cart table. We need to find where it is. Maybe it's in design elements. Yeah, it's here, WooCart table. Okay, here we don't need to change anything. Let's go to design. Let's change the table cell padding. Let's add 8, 5 here, 8 to the bottom, and 5 here. So it's basically just the space around here. Let's add a background color here, and let's add a table border. Okay, here let's set the font size to 16 pixel, and for the content 14 pixel. Okay, I think it looks much better. Let's add a new element below here. Let's add a title, and let's add have a coupon, use it here. Okay, let's go to design and let's make this H5, maybe make it bold. Okay, so below this we need to add the coupon element. Maybe it's in the design elements tab. Yeah, WooCart coupons. And actually it looks okay to me. We don't really need to add anything here. Okay, so in the next column we need to add the table that displays the subtotal, total, shipping information, etc. That's the WooCart totals element. So let's see what we can edit here. Okay, so definitely we need to do something with the buttons. So I select it to stacked. Let's align it to the center. And yes, we want to span the buttons. And let's add a little bit of margins so they are not stuck together. Okay, so maybe what we can do is we could add some styling to the entire column. So let's go here and let's add some padding, 10, 15, 10, 15. Let's add 3 pixel border size, and let's add some color to the border. Okay, the border radius should be 0, and I think it's okay. Let's save this and let's refresh. All right, it looks much better. Okay, maybe we could add one more section here. Let's add this, and let's add a title. Okay, let's go to design. Let's set this to age 3. Okay, and let's add a new element. Let's add the featured products. Okay, let's see if we need to change anything here. No. I don't want to show the categories. I don't want to show the navigation. Okay, let's save it and let's refresh. And now we have a really nice shopping cart page design. I think it's much better than the original one. Let's go and let's see how the checkout page looks like. Okay, I really don't like this, so let's create a custom checkout layout as well. Okay, so here the different steps are in a layout like this, but I don't really like this layout, so we should create a new one. But before we do that, we need to go to Avada options, WooCommerce, and here at the WooCommerce one-page checkout, we need to enable this. Okay, and if we refresh this page, now we have this kind of layout. Okay, let's go back to Avada layouts and let's create a new layout. Let's name it custom checkout. Okay, we need to assign it to a page, and we assign it to the checkout page. Okay, so these pages are created automatically when you install WooCommerce, so you don't have to do it manually. Just click Save Layout, Order, and again we need to create a section. And we need to edit it and click Live Builder. Okay, so let's add a container. Let's add a title. Let's align it to the center. Okay, actually let's go back to the container options and let's go to design, and let's add -60 pixel and 20 pixel here, and let's add some top and bottom padding, and finally let's add a background image. Let's change the title font color to white. Okay, and we have kind of a header or title section. Okay, I guess we could have done it on the cart page as well, but it doesn't really matter. Actually, what you can do if you want to add this to the cart page as well, to just come here and save this container and save this to, I don't know, shop page title, doesn't really matter. Save the container, and then if you go to the cart layout page, you can just import this section there as well, and you don't really have to do anything, just change the checkout to cart, for example. Okay, let's add a new container here. And here we just need to add the, what are these? The Woo notices, I think. Yeah, the Woo notices. And here basically we can just add different colors to these notices or error messages. So here are the notice types. So this is the general, this is the success, and this is the error state. Let's change the background to some yellowish, maybe something like this. And there may be some darker text color. Okay, let's go to the success. That should be some kind of green, maybe. Set the text color to white. Let's go back to the general, because let's just change this icon to a question mark. Okay, and let's go back to the error state. Obviously this should be some kind of red, something like this. We should find a different icon, and these should be white as well. Okay, so we don't really have to do anything else here. Let's add a new, well, actually let's just save it just in case. Let's okay, so these notices are not displayed by default. They are only displayed when, you know, something happens, if there is an error or there's a success or something else. Let's add a new container. Let's select this one, and here we need to add the billing information. So actually, let's just add a title here, and let's just make this bold. Let's make this age 4, and let's add a separator, underline solid, and let's change the color to this. Okay, let's add a new element. So this should be the Woo checkout billing. Okay, so we don't see it in the builder, but when we save the page, it will be visible. So let me just add 40 pixel bottom margin, so it's not too close to the footer. Okay, and let's go to design, and here let's just change the form field background color to F2, 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 and the rest should be okay. Let's save this and let's see what we have so far. Okay, so now we have the title and we have the billing information here. Okay, so I changed the field background color, otherwise it would be white, just like the background, and it wouldn't be really good. Okay, let's go back and let's just clone this title and let's move it here, and let's change the text to actually just this one, to shipping information. And below this we just need to add the Woo, what's that? The Woo checkout shipping. That's the one. Okay, so here we just need to add 10 pixel top margin, and just like with the billing info, we need to change the color for the fields. Let's save it. And let's come here, and before we add any element here, let's go to the column options. Let's go to design, and let's add 20 pixel padding all over. And let's add a background color. We need a title here as well, so let's clone this one again. Let's edit the text, and let's say this is order overview. Okay, let's add an element here. Let's go here, and this is the element we need. Actually, we don't really need to do anything here. If you want, you can come here and change the design, but I'm fine with this. Okay, so let's clone this title again, and let's move it down here. And we need to add another element, and this is the Woo checkout payment. Okay, so we don't have any payment method set yet, so we won't see it, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's save this and let's refresh the page. Okay, so now this checkout page is much better than the previous one. What I don't like is if I scroll down, then the right side of the page empty. So maybe what we could do is to make this column sticky. So let's go back here and let's edit the column. Let's go to the extras and set the position sticky on, and set the sticky column offset to maybe 70 pixel, and click save. And let's refresh the page. And if I start to scroll, and if I reach the top of my screen, this column should stuck. Okay, so this is really nice. And you see this 70 pixel that I added here is here. So it's not stuck right to the top of my page. There's a little bit of breathing space here. Okay, so basically this is how you create a custom checkout page. So we are ready with the design. I mean, we could create some other pages, of course, but I think these are the most important ones. The same way you can create a custom product page if you don't like the default product page. But I think now we have a really nice website, and as I promised at the beginning of the video, I'm going to show you some of the most important features of WooCommerce. So if you want to start your web shop, then you know how to start, how to set up payment methods, how to set up shipping, tax, and so on. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so when you install WooCommerce, it's always a good idea to go to the settings page first. Okay, so don't worry about this notice. It just says that I don't have the SSL certificate on my server, but I'm on a local server, so it doesn't matter. If you are on a live website, you probably have this. So I'll just click dismiss here. The WooCommerce settings page consists of several tabs and options. So under the general tab, you should set your address. This address is not visible to the user, so you don't have to worry about it, but the plugin itself uses this address. Here on the general options, you can set where you want to sell. So you can sell to all countries, you can add exceptions, or you can set it to sell to specific countries. So if you select this one, then you can specify which country you sell to. Again, it's same with the shipping locations, and you also have an option to disable shipping. You can set the default customer location. By default, this is on the ship country region. That's why it's important to add your company address or base address here. Here you can enable or disable taxes. Let's enable this. You can also enable or disable the use of coupons. And here you can select your currency and some currency customizations. So click Save Changes. Okay, so now I have a tax tab as well because I enabled the tax rates here. If you go to products, here you can select your shop page, and there are some other options you might want to change or enable or disable. I usually leave this on the default settings, but you know, if you have different measurements, you can select them here. You can enable or disable product reviews. It's usually a good idea to check this, so only verified users can leave a review. So let's click Save Changes. You have inventory options, so you can enable or disable stock management. If you don't have to worry about the stock quantity, then you can disable this option here. And you also have some extra inventory related options here. Then you have some settings for downloadable products, how they should be handled. Okay, if you sell downloadable digital products, then obviously this downloads require login option should be checked. You can grant access to the product after payment or not. Let's click Save Changes. I don't really change these settings here, but obviously here you can add new download directory. Under the advanced options, again, it's not necessary to do anything. Let's go to the tax tab. Now this is more important because here you can decide how your prices will look on the homepage. It's usually a good idea to include the tax in the price so there are no surprises on the checkout page for the customer. So if you want that, then you should set this to yes, I will enter prices inclusive of tax. So when you create the product, the price you add is the price that the customer will actually pay. Here you can decide how the tax should be calculated. So it can be calculated based on the customer shipping address, the customer billing address, or the shop base address. Again, that's why it's important that we add our address at the general settings. So basically, if you have different tax rates in different parts of the country, then here you can select the customer shipping address or billing address, and the tax will be calculated according to that. Here you can add a different tax for the shipping, and here this is how the prices will be displayed in the shop page. So obviously here we selected inclusive of tax, so including should be selected here and here. Okay, the rest is not really important. Let's click Save Changes. And here we have standard rates, reduced rate, and zero rates. So for the standard rates, let's add a tax. So if, for example, you need to charge, I don't know, 20% VAT, then here you add the country code. Let's say United States, or let's say United Kingdom, and let's set the rate to 20%, and let's give it a name. It's VAT. Here you can decide whether the shipping should be taxed or not, and whether this is a compound rate or not. Then click Save Changes. If you need to add more taxes, you can do it. Just click on the Insert row. Okay, and this is basically the same with the reduced rates or the zero rates. You need to add rows and tax rates. Okay, let's go to shipping. So shipping is a really big topic. I have a separate video for setting up all kinds of different shipping scenarios and shipping methods. Just click here if you want to see that. But basically, you need to add a shipping zone. So let's. So here we already have United States, and if you click Edit, then you can see that a shipping method is already added, the free shipping. We can add a new one. So by default, we can add flat rate, free shipping, or local pickup. Let's add a flat rate. Let's change the order. Let's put this here first. Let's click Edit, and let's say this is $10. And we can check out the free shipping as well. So for the free shipping, we can add condition. So right now we have two shipping methods available, the flat rate and the shipping method, and the customers can choose. And obviously, if the free shipping is available, they're going to choose that. But it's obviously not a good idea. So if we have a free shipping method available, we need to be able to decide when this free shipping will be applied or when the user can use this free shipping. So click here, and let's say that this free shipping requires a minimum order amount of $100. Click Save Changes. So now every time someone makes a purchase on our webshop and total is below $100, they will have to pay this flat rate, $10 shipping cost. But if it's above $100, then they will be eligible for the free shipping. Okay, so in a nutshell, this is how you set up your shipping. Okay, let's go to the payments. Okay, so we don't have any payment method enabled, and this is why we don't have anything here. Let's enable the cash on delivery. Click Save Changes. And now if I refresh the checkout page, now the cash on delivery payment method is available. We can also enable direct bank transfer. Click Save Changes. I have two options here. And with plugins, you can set up more payment methods like PayPal or Stripe, credit card payments. Let's click here. So here you can see the available extensions: WooCommerce payments, Stripe, PayPal, Molly, Amazon, and so on and so on. There are lots of payment gateways available. Some of them are free, some of them will cost a few dollars, but basically this is how you can set up payments. Some of the payments require some extra configuration. So for example, the direct bank transfer, you click here to manage it. So you can add here your instructions, and you can add your bank account details where the customer has to transfer the money. Okay, let's go to accounts and privacy. So here you have some more options to choose from. It's really up to you what you need. Here you can allow guest orders, so allow customers to place orders without an account, so they don't have to register on your website. Sometimes it's a good idea, sometimes it's not. It's really up to you. It's also a good idea to let customers log in to their existing account. You can force customers to create an account during the checkout. Again, it's up to you whether this is necessary or not, and so on. Here you can change registration and checkout privacy policy text. These are placeholders, so don't remove them. These are basically replaced with the link to your privacy policy page. You can set the privacy policy page here on this link. And you have this data retention option. It's only important if you need to worry about these things, about GDPR or something like this. Go to emails. So here you can see all the emails that the system sends out. So when there is a new order, here you can see who receives these emails. So the first 3 will be sent to the administrator of the shop, and the rest will be sent to the customers. Here you can also customize your the look of the email that is sent out. So you can add a from name, the email address. You can add your logo, for example. You just need to add the link to your logo here, and some color options are here as well. Let's go to the integration tab. Here you really don't have to do anything unless you want to use this geolocation functionality. And in the advanced tab, here you can just select your pages. The WooCommerce pages are selected here by default, but also you can select the terms and conditions page. I haven't created one, but if you click here, you can search for pages that you create here. So if you create a terms and condition page here, then you will be able to select it here. You don't really need to touch these, and I don't recommend that you do unless you know what you're doing. And basically that's it. These are the most important settings. As I said, I have videos about WooCommerce shipping and text settings. Check them out, and let me know if you have any questions. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. And thanks for watching.